Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm going to do a collective tarot reading for you today. Remember that energies can go either way, so it could be someone you're dealing with or something that or or for you. This is for any sign. If your sign's in the reading, that may be something specific to you or someone that you're dealing with, and I will name any signs I see. I've already pulled the cards. Also, I just want to mention that um, everything we experience and our world around us is a reflection of what's going on in us. So I look at both aspects, how the external story and then the internal story that might be going on that's being reflected. So, be ready for something new that's coming in. The overall message for the reading is shock of the new. It looks exciting. I'm actually going to read that message real quick to you, and then I'll get started on the cards. Okay, so it says shock of the new. What wild, unconventional voice is calling to you? Can you hear it? It is so different and so unusual it might be hard to decipher, like hearing an unfamiliar language for the first time. It might be hard to discern with great clarity now, but there's an infinity between you and this strangely beautiful newness seeking to manifest. This oracle says there is a stirring at the deepest level within you. Something new will break through, and the process of the birth may be a shock to you. The shock will transform into great joy and a sense of tremendous liberation. But you must bear the strangeness first. The strangeness might be something that rattles your belief about yourself and your world, daring you to become more of yourself, more open to where life is leading you, and more willing to be sacred art by being crafted by the hand of the universal creator. Nature never shies away from the strange beauty. She allows for endless diversity, and her sacred works are often more peculiar and stunning. You live within her field of creative grace as a specially created work that also creates. You are being asked to surrender any fear you may have about being seen as exotic, unusual, eccentric, or bizarre. You are being asked to make peace with the strange beauty and to let it happen through you in the creative flow. Perhaps you need to follow your conventional ideas of beauty to become even more inspired and open. Perhaps you can allow for yourself to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. I read that wrong. I'm like, what? Perhaps you can allow your need for the world to behave according to your fixed ideas to fall away. You will receive so much more in its place. This oracle comes with a special message for you. There are rumblings and stirrings of the creative life force happening now, deep in the undercurrents of your being. If you are very attuned or sensitive, you may have unconsciously felt this already with excitement, discomfort, or both. If you have not yet sensed the inner stirrings, they are happening all the same. So be on the lookout for the big shift of new birth, the shock of the new, the unconventional, the strangely and the disturbing liberation of that which is foreign, stepping into your life. This is life creating the stage upon which you will experience greater fulfillment. Don't be nervous if the rumble of change turns into a mighty roar that rocks boats, bursts forth as a novel ideas, and changes things in a way that is out of your control. This is the life-changing free fall into it. The oracle of the shock of the new comes to you saying, the old way is on its way out. You are being invited, dragged, nurtured, and coerced into the new. You can handle it. This oracle brings you guidance. You are about to encounter something new and different in your life. This is helpful. Don't reject it, no matter how small or insignificant or how powerful and life-changing it may be. You are being asked to dispense with your reliance on the past and what have been your tools to navigate life. You have outgrown your old methods. You have to fly by the seat of your pants, so to speak, as you experiment with new ways to be. Life will show you the way. Okay, so yeah, something really, it seems like something really big is coming in for you. But I'm showing that you've been being called. Okay, there's like this whispering or this inner guidance telling you that you need to make a sacrifice first. If you, there's something shocking and like magnificent or wonderful or something. It's like something really awesome that I'm seeing coming in, but it's going to take a sacrifice for you to be able to do that. And I'm showing that it's like you've had chances before but haven't taken them. And I'm showing that it's really important for you to make that sacrifice to do it. Now, sacrifice, what that means is make something sacred. So, whatever you find as important, it can be an action, things. There, when I say sacrifice, you probably immediately feel or have heard something. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. That's probably it. Okay. So whatever that is, though, it's to make it sacred. So if it's an action, and do that action for the purpose, like for spirit, the universe, God, however you believe. If it's something that you have that you need to like bless someone else with, do it, but do it with that intention in mind. If it's something you need to give up, do it with that intention in mind. And I'm showing that this is part of you going on this vision quest. Hold on, I'm going to go to that real quick in this book. Yeah, this is, with it being reversed, it's saying that you've been being called to go on this vision quest, basically, so that you can be prepared to have this new thing come in, and there's been no answer. Like you haven't been paying attention or listening, or maybe you have, but you've ignored whatever it is that you're being called, asked to do. And so with this card, the medicine for it is to get time alone, quiet time alone, to listen, meditate, pray, whatever it is that you do. And this is distractions. So there's been a lot of distractions with things that you have to do, other people, or social media, different things like that. Like just you distracting yourself and allowing others and things to distract you with maybe, I don't know, could be even stuff like work, kids, like things like that. So the next card you got is, there was kind of a lot that came out with this deck, but the staff. Okay, and I'm just going to read the short little message for the staff, and then the last one too, because the staff, it says you know how to flow easily between polarities, how to weigh all possibilities and instinctively select the right path. Trust your inner wisdom. Take the first step on the journey that your heart has already embarked on. Use the power of the staff to unite what appears to be divided, to find the delicate balance between will and surrender. And you've got help from the universe. This is not something that you're doing alone, even if you're doing it alone physically, okay? Like with maybe without people. It's basically saying that you're not alone. The ancient ones are inviting you to reach to the future to help birth a new destiny for the earth. So I'm saying it's like something big coming in with a big purpose. Go ahead and find out who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. If you accept this invitation, great power and blessings will come your way and allow you to craft a new destiny for yourself. Do not hesitate to bite off more than you can chew, because you have unlimited spiritual resources available right now. Okay. So now I'm going to get into the tarot, and I started with the archetype cards. So the first card that we got from the archetype is the riddle. And I used two different decks to clarify. I got the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Materials, which are the same cards, just from different decks. But they talk about material abundance, family, health. It's like health, wealth, and happiness, like all of it, okay? So what I'm showing with the riddle is like, it's the mystery, the puzzle, it's the thing that you've been trying to figure out how to get, and this is what this will lead to, is what I'm showing. The next card you got is the womb. So here is like the start of what you're doing, okay? With the womb, I've got the Nine of Wands and death, okay? So there is something that you've been getting, like something that's been taking care of you, or what you feel like has been taking care of you. Could be a house, a job, people, but also it's a big burden on your back. I'm showing that it's taking a lot for you to withhold it. It's actually not helping you anymore. And there's a release of that, whatever it is that you're being asked to do. Or if it's a person with the Nine of Wands, it can be putting up boundaries, like ending that relationship or friendship. Like, it doesn't have to be like it's ending that dynamic between you and another. If it's, and by doing that, it's like you're going to have this transformation. You're transforming the way it is. Okay, the next card that you got. Okay, the next card that you got is the ring. And the ring is the connection. Because you see, everything is connected in the universe. Every photon is non-locally connected. So anything that you do to yourself, to others, it all affects everything in the universe. And it's that connection. And what I'm showing is that this death with the Nine of Wands in the womb, that I'm seeing is the sacrifice. Okay. I also see another part of the sacrifice down here, so I might go into that. But the ring is the connection. It's you've been afraid to basically do this, or you haven't made that sacrifice for whatever reason, out of fear. And this is like getting the aha moment of clarity as to what that is and what you need to do. And by doing that, it's like you're listening to your intuition. Your intuition opens up, and it's like you're walking on the path of consciousness, like raising your consciousness. Let me see the next one, and then I'll see if I'm going to go to the other part of that sacrifice first. Okay. I'll just go to this one. So this one is the mystic. The next one is the mystic. Okay. So the mystic, oh, hold on a second. But it's clarified with the King of Swords. And then we also got the Six of Materials and the Eight of Materials reversed. So it could be literally quitting a job with that Eight of Materials reversed, but there's not an equal give and take in whatever it is that you are holding on to. And to balance it back out, you need to make that sacrifice. And with the Mystic, that's like, I see it now, because you got the Muse of Voices and the King of Swords. This is like taking on that energy. The King of Swords is he knows what he wants. He does what he wants, but he's very visionary. He can see, he can dream with a mystic dream. He's very logical. So it might be that like you are temporarily going with your thinking mind because you see this intuitive vision, and it might be sad, whatever you have to do, but you're like not, you know that it's for a higher purpose, and so you're doing it anyway, even though it's like there's some sadness of leaving what has been like your womb behind. Okay. Now you're on this vision quest. Okay, by the time you get here, you're on this vision quest. You're the hunter. Okay, now the hunter, he looks, so the hunter is like someone who goes out and is, looks for that which is going to sustain him now, right? The food or whatever. But what I'm showing is you as the hunter, you are no longer conflicted. You may have conflict with people that think you're stupid for doing this or whatever it is, their judgments, but I'm showing that you're putting an end to that. And what you actually find is that the thing that you're hunting, that you're looking to kill or let go of, is something inside of you. It's actually something this is the devil. So it could have to do with the Capricorn or Taurus, by the way. Oh, also the King of Swords is Aquarius, can also be Gemini or Libra. But basically this is like with the devil reverse, this is a letting go. With the Hierophant reverse, this is like you are going your own way. This is something that's not traditional, and it's looked at, like I said, I feel like there's other people that look at it and they're like, that is not how it's supposed to be done. That's not what you're supposed to do. Why would you do that? Like, it could be, this could even be like if you're getting divorced from a toxic relationship, that this specifically, it can be that. But even more so, like even if you are to get a divorce from a toxic relationship, there's something about yourself that you're realizing that you have been allowing something toxic into your life. And it doesn't mean like yeah, there can be external things or people, but it's internally you have been allowing toxic thoughts about yourself to basically be there because you felt like if you didn't have it, you wouldn't be able to survive. And now you're like, I can survive without that. I can survive without the toxicity. And it's going to break tradition, but it's what I know I need to do. So, you are, okay, so before I pull the archetype for the next one, this is the Eight of Pentacles. And you can see in this deck, he's like working with like the pentacles up in the air, like he's some kind of magician, okay? But see how he's forming new patterns with these pentacles. Can you see it? So you've been operating from certain patterns in your life. And what I'm showing is that you're like making this sacrifice and you're forming these new patterns, okay? Now we've got the king is the archetype. This is, the king is like the ruler, the leader. This can be you or someone else. And I'm not sure, so take it whichever way it applies, because I'm showing that the two of emotions here, which can indicate that there's a soulmate relationship coming in. Soulmate relationship doesn't have to be like a lover or something, but it can be. But it's someone who meets you eye to eye. And it brings balance. See how they are, one's upside down, one's upright. That's like the balance it brings, but they're both seeing eye to eye. It's like the differences and the balance. Okay. And this is part, whatever this is, this can be you. Well, this actually is, it's like the more you bring in this balance of your masculine and feminine qualities, because we all have both, but it's like when you bring that into balance, that'll actually start to balance in your outside world too. So this really does indicate that once you find that, it's like you find that other half of you on the outside too. Not like you're not whole, but it's like you find your wholeness, and then you find other things that are experienced, other things and people that you experience will also be whole. Does that make sense? So, but I'm showing this is like your awakening with the awakening card. Okay. This is the judgment card in the typical tarot. So this is like, the judgment is like, it's like it's usually shown in tarot as like the resurrection, the rising of the dead. So like you have had this death right before, and then now you're rising up and you get a second chance, but it's not a second chance at the exact same thing. It's like a new life almost. Okay. All right. So then the next card we got is the Siren. This can be a call, but the Siren also represents something like seductive. It's like, ooh, like I want that, or type of thing, okay? Now, I'm showing that it comes in after you let go of this toxicity. Something that you once thought was your happiness, you let it go. This can represent family, home, happiness. It's like that womb you've let go, okay? And this Siren that comes in, this is like, whoa, for you. Here's the Tower. This is like gonna turn your world upside down. So this is the new. This is the shocking point, okay? You can see that in this picture, if I turn it the other way, it's actually the ground exploding, the tower that was built falling down, and you're hanging upside down because you've got this brand new ground to stand on, and it's upside down from what you were standing on before. And it's because you let go of like these past patterns with the 6 emotions reversed, okay? And this is like balance. See this balance? This is the card of Temperance. This also represents Sagittarius. And it's like there's this divine timing and there's this balance. You can see the sun and all the phases of the moon. This is the sun, all the phases of the moon, the dark, the light. Let me see what else is in this picture. In typical tarot, it shows like her pouring, well, there's usually like a cup with fire, a cup with water. It's yeah, it's like you're finding this balance of the yin and yang, which is also depicted in the 2 of emotions. And this is what this is bringing in. You got the Muse of emotions and the Muse of materials. And I'm going to just tell you what it says for those two, because like sometimes I can't just say it right. Like remember all the words and stuff. Okay, the Muse of emotions and the Muse of materials. Okay, so the Muse of materials is the dirt magic, meaning earthly magic, right? This is abundance, earth energy, life, material success, the journey of creating prosperity, being able to provide for those you love, the joy of life well lived, grounding into the earth, gratitude, comfort, wealth, happiness, and health. And the Muse of emotions is, see, that's why I wanted to read it from the book. It just sounds better the way they put it. Okay, this is rinsing the shadow. Okay, so like you rinsed it off. Compassion, joy, the freedom to feel all the emotions as a way to self-discovery, transcendent states of bliss, meditation, inner calm and knowing, being totally in touch with your desires, with balanced and peaceful emotions, avoiding moodiness. Okay, that's like, and with that temperance, it's like, okay, so you can have all the earthly stuff you want, but then you feel like that emotionally. That's pretty cool. Okay, so then the next card we got is Thanatos. Okay, and Thanatos is like the death card, but it's only deeper. This is like really, really deep transformation, meaning like you have looked at your shadows, and instead of just maybe realizing that they're there and making a little change, it's like you have taken, you are the sun, and you went down and you shine the light on them, basically, so that they reflect back light. That's the kind of death that this is. And so the cards that I got to clarify, we got the Starman, which is like the magician. This is like someone who works with all of the elements and can bring into their existence whatever it is that they want. And it was clarified. Where did it go? I clarified it quite a bit because I was wondering. But, okay, so this is like, you've got this Ace of Voices. This is truth. It's like you are not only like materially abundant and emotionally abundant, like your emotions are well balanced, but it's like you have this truth, and I'm showing the Knight of Truth. This is like fast moving, but it's like someone who's very clear, and you can see, you got the Seven of Voices, which in this reading, it's like you can see both the dark and the light. You can see it's like the same, and the reflection is the dark. So I'm seeing that it's like you no longer see just the illusion. You can see both the yin and yang, both sides of the story, and you see it with love, actually, is what I'm showing. Yeah, and you could be dealing with a Leo, a Cancer, or a Pisces. But we've got three major arcana cards: the Strength, the Chariot, and the Hanged Man. So this is like, this took a lot of strength on your part. So it's like you saw the shadows, you wrestled with your shadows, but like this lion is supposed to represent like the shadow. And now you're sitting on top of the shadow. Sorry, my video stopped. You're sitting on top of the shadow, and it's like you're at peace with it. You guys are friends. Okay? And it's like you have a bigger view, because you're higher up, by being able to see that. And with the Chariot, it's like you're moving forward, and you've got all the help of the universe. With, see the horsepower, it's like your will is coming from here, and you've got the power of the universe backing you up, especially with that Starman. And this is like, the Hanged Man is like another card of enlightenment. You've seen both sides of the coin, like you have this different perspective. And this could mean like you've got either, this is a Pisces, Cancer, Leo. You could have someone like that coming in too. Okay. So that is the collective reading I got. If it resonates with you, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate any of that. Also, I can do personal readings, information down below for that. You can donate to the channel. I appreciate that. And I will see you next time. Thanks.